Just oil remediation measures. There are a lot of legacy issues that need to be dealt with. Those legacy issues has already been laid before federal government. There is an Ogoni Bill of Rights which specified what Ogoni people actually want. There are also need for some review of what can be done for Ogoni people now. Those things are important. When you talk about remediation, yes, remediation is key because we need back our agriculture. We need back our fishing life. That's the life of the people. But like other guests have said, what have people done after we started that process? I was a pioneer person on the board of the Ogoni Trust Fund. Today, the Ogoni Trust Fund that receives the money is no longer an autonomous Ogoni Trust Fund that we designed it. I remember when myself and the President Minister of Finance were signatory to that fund, we made a lot of effort to trickle down development to Ogoni people. If you go to Bori today, you will see an access bank that is in Bori. Why is the access bank there? We made it as a condition that any local bank that will house this money must have branches in Ogoni. And access started by opening the first branch. When we left the board, all those ideas were killed. Who are the people benefiting from this process? Who are the contractors benefiting from this process? When you cut away this contract and give to people who are not from Ogoni, they don't have that interest. They don't have that concern. So that's why you can see today, yes, our sons and brothers who are on the board, they are trying their best. But there's a significant and a substantive hijack of this program and this process. And that's why the remediation effort that ought to have given back the environment of Ogoni people is not achieving very good result. The concern is, what are the people doing now? The same people who hijacked this process before now. Several governments have made some effort to say, look, we want to revitalize this business in Ogoni. When we were in leadership, for the 6 years I was president of Okagote, I know several efforts we made with federal government to get back this business on track. Unfortunately, the same people who hijacked this thing are the people now that are running around now to see how they hijack this process also from the governor. Yes, they hijacked this process. What came out of it? Nothing. We didn't see any effort. The moment they hijacked it, because of their personal interest, because of their individual interest, at the end of the day, who should be in charge? Who should not be in charge? The whole process is being politicized and we are not seeing results. So I think that it is high time we go back to the people. We go back to the people that own this process. Do the legacy problem. What are the legacy issues that are on ground? Because where we are today, we will not be able to get the best for Ogoni people, which Ogoni people have been yearning and are looking out for. What can we do to bring back business to Ogoni? Is to be able to look at committed people, look at dedicated people, look at people who are interested in the people, not interested in their pocket. Because when you allow people who are interested in their pocket to begin to run around to see how they can hijack this process for their personal good and their personal pocket, then you start seeing a situation where we are saying that the place is not okay. I remember when we were on the board, we did our very best and handed over every 1 penny we received. We accounted for every 1 penny we received. And then we left the board, even when we were entitled to another tenure. But it is this same hijack we were thrown away from the process. No problem. The moment we left the process, it became a cash cow to line people's pocket. And that's why the remediation that was supposed to achieve the best result, by today, we would have been able to say, this is the number of acres of land that have been remediated. This is the extent of mangrove forest that has been restored. Where are we? This is the livelihood of the Ogoni people that have been enhanced. But I tell you today, these people have turned this thing into their business, where they have their cronies who are contractors, and then they are interested in how do they share this money and then cut it for their better good and their better interest, no longer the interest of the people. So I think that attention now should be brought back to the interest of the people. And we have a governor that is very concerned and very trusted and very accountable, that if, like we are saying, you bring back this process and give it to him, he will be able to account for it. Look at the economy of Rivers State. Look at the government of Rivers State. Look at the revenue of Rivers State. For the first time, we are seeing that the IGRO of Rivers State has increased by 100 billion. If you bring back that same person to oversee this process, then whatever fund that would have been diverted or would have been stolen will be restored, and then we'll be able to deliver value to these people. So I think that this Abuja cabal that keep hijacking this process and killing it for their personal good, for their pocket, should be put aside, and the people who are actually in the communities should be allowed to drive this process. Yes, the community that have been set up are credible leaders of Ogoni, and we trust that they will be able to deliver. So I expect the committee to liaise with the government of Rivers State and liaise with the leaders of Ogoni, leaders of the communities, and see what they can do to be able to ensure that this process achieve the purpose for which it is being aimed at. The president mean well, and that's why he has asked the National Security Advisor to drive this process. And I think with the persons of the National Security Advisor, he should be able to come back to Ogoni, to come down to earth, look at who are the people in Ogoni that has helped Ogoni before, not for their pocket, but for the people. Look at those people, select them, put them together to join this team to see what they can do. And look at the people who are in government in Rivers State, who are the friends of this government in Rivers State, because these are the people that want the governor to succeed. If the governor must succeed,